Okay, hello everyone. Can you hear me? Thanks for joining this XC Expert section. I'm Hawk. Today we are going to talk about a little bit different topic like before. Today the topic is to build a desktop application in ZK or with ZK. So this is today's outline. Yeah. So wait a moment. Okay. Today I will just give you a basic idea about how to build a desktop application with ZK. So it just give you a basic idea. So it won't be a comprehensive introduction about the JavaFX or how to build a desktop application in many ways. So it's just a very basic introduction. So, okay, let's start. In the beginning, I assume most of you are web developers. So I think maybe when you try to create an application, you would choose to build a web application. But I think you know some application fits for the desktop application. It doesn't have to make it as a web application. So for nowadays, with some technologies helps, you can build a desktop application with your web skills. Like today, I will talk about JavaFX, but you can also try Java Chromium embedded framework, JCEF, and also maybe you might heard Electron, this kind of tool that help you to convert your web application into desktop. But comparing these tools, JavaFX and JCEF is relatively simple than the Electron. So we can start quickly with these tools. So if you want to know more detail, you can check our website. There's a small talk. Today I will focus on JavaFX. And if you want to know more detail, you can check this small talk and the small talk about JCEF. So there are some desktop application built by Electron, for example, like VS Code or Slack computer app. So we can see there actually someone doing this building application with this approach. But since we already have a way to build a web application or to build a desktop application in the traditional way, there are lots of ways why we need to build a desktop application with web technology. There are actually several benefits. First one is about you can reuse your web developer skills. So when you build a desktop application, usually you might need to learn some OS specific technologies or even some specific programming languages for running at that OS. Or maybe you know Java, then you don't need to do so, but you still need to some specific technologies. But if you build a desktop application with your web skills, then you can reuse your existing web technologies. You don't need to learn a lot of more desktop or OS specific knowledges. So we can lower some barrier to build a desktop application. And secondly, you can reuse some of your existing web application. Maybe you already have a web application, but you think it's also suitable for being a desktop application. For example, maybe you build some kind of application like a kind of editor, or specific editor or specific converter, or some application like tool for consumer tool, for example, to create a PDF file or doing something for PDF file, something like this. It's very suitable for just a desktop application. So maybe you can turn it into a desktop application to reuse most of your code without re-implement it to another for another operating system. So you also need to rent a server maybe on Amazon and to pay some cost and host your service on the server. You can just ship it to your end customers and maybe get some money from it. That's also another benefits. And third benefits, you can, if you learn Java, you know Java is cross-platform. You don't need to learn something or specific, just maybe know Java, and you can ship your product to all platforms with lower cost, and no need to learn another specific language for the OS. Okay, and the next one is about offline support, because the desktop application can easily walk offline. Yeah, because it's running even without network, you can easily access local data. So you can still decide whether to fetch the latest data or some data from the internet when it's needed. So it's optional. It's not web. Internet connectivity is not essential like a web application. So you can either be offline walking or you can walk with internet. So it's very easy to walk offline instead of like we need to implement some special service worker or something like for web application to walk offline. So there are actually several benefits you can choose when you choose to build a desktop application with web application technologies. Okay, let's see. I will give you a little, today I will show you a little small application. And this small application, just like this. Hey. Okay, I need to exit the full screen view. Okay. This is the very simple application that built is a JavaFX application, and you can see the component is the ZK component. So this is a QR code generator. It's very simple, just like you type something, Google something, and it will generate a QR code for you. I just click here or click here, that it will just save. So it will save to my local file here. You can see the QR code here. So this application is quite simple. It's quite simple. So just an example to show you how to do this. It actually can give you an idea. So the example is very simple. And its structure is very simple. You can see basically it's a JavaFX application. And it is composed by two entities. And one entity is the Spring Boot web application. Yeah, you can choose another technology, like you can use maybe Jetty Runner or Tomcat Runner something, or even use Jetty, embedded Jetty. That's also fine. It doesn't have to have to use Spring Boot. I choose a Spring Boot just because it's popular and maybe recognized by most of the people. So you can, and it contains a web application inside, so you can just use few lines to start a web application. And so in this application, it will run a thread to start a Spring Boot web application here, and with a internal Tomcat. So it's a web application running inside this application. And later, I will also, the JavaFX provides a web view, and a web view just like a kind of browser. So it use a browser, it will render a web view to visit the internal application server and show it on this in a web view. So actually, you can see this is actually a web view, and it actually visit internally. There is a Spring Boot web application and renders it. So this is how it works. And let's check the code here. So you can see from the UI, yeah, you can see UI. It's very simple, just like if you know ZK, there's a pure ZK rule. There's a text box, a barcode, a button. and the V layout to it's a layout and make it vertically. So it's very simple. So I use unchanging event. So every time when I type something, it will immediately set the value in the text box into the barcode. Okay, coder here. So when I type something, it will immediately change to get some fast feedback, something like this. So you can see immediately change. You can see the results. So and then click it to download. So you can build your desktop application just with the ZK node. Okay, so this is the UI part. And let's see the main class here. The main class is a JavaFX application. So you extend this one as a JavaFX application. So inside I use a web view. Okay, so you can see this is the main method, make it larger, and you just new and start web. And first I start web application. So you can see I have another web application, and this web application is another class. You can see it's a Spring Boot application, and it just start itself. Okay, so you can see there's a web folder here. So it's just a demonstration here. So because I want to wait, there are two threads. One is JavaFX and another is web application. So I want to wait until the web application started and then web view just visited. So I use some kind of wait API to wait it. But no matter what kind of technology you use, you can use any way to just wait. Okay. Then later you can see there's a main method here, launch, and to start the web application. Okay. So inside it, the start, I will do something like a new web view, set context menu, and just some normal JavaFX initializing code. You can just follow the JavaFX tutorial, getting started, and to write this code is nothing special because it's just a basic ID demonstration. So I basically just follow the tutorial document to write this code. It's to make it as simple and easy to understand. Okay, so there's a little bit part of the thing is a tricky thing is about to download a PDF because in this application, when I click this image or click the button, you must save this into a PNG file. But it seems like when you're using a web view to download a file from a PNG, from a canvas, it's not so institute. Like you just provide a download link or just turn it into a just provide a download link or just change the Windows per Windows location isn't enough. It doesn't actually. It's the web view is not the actual web browser, so it doesn't download directly. Even you just click a link. So I have to handle it a different way. But first, I need to create something a helper class like I call it image saver. It's a class I create, and I register this image saver as a JavaScript object. So when when a user click this image or this button, this onClick listener will call the image saver to save it as an image file in Java. You can see this is JavaScript, this is Java. So the JavaFX actually provide the interoperability between the Java and JavaScript. So you can actually register a Java object as a JavaScript variable and use it to call Java object inside JavaScript. So in onClick listener, I call Java image saver to save the image, and I pass the image URL as a data into image saver. after I save it, I call a JavaScript function to show the notification in this on the screen. So you can see there's a notification QR code saved. Yeah, I call ZK. It's notification. So this is something you need to know. That's a little bit different. So you can see I create something like image saver. Okay, so there's an image saver here. It's a class I just create for saving an image. So you can see I need to, when it loads the web view, and you can see I try to execute the window, this kind of script to get the window objects, and I try to set member with image saver. Okay, so this is the API that you can register a Java object. Image saver is a Java object as a Windows.image saver as a variable in window, in JavaScript window. So you can see in the index.rule, I include a JavaScript. Actually, it just registers some event listener, click event listener. So this click event listener is just calling the Windows.image saver to save, and it get PNG data URL because the barcode is a canvas. So I try to convert the canvas to data URL, to an image data URL, and pass this string into image saver. And the image saver just save with this string and convert it into image byte and save it in my file systems here. So you create a QR code PNG. And then call the callback, show accept QR code saved. Okay, so this is and what's the show? This show is a function callback when I create image saver. So it's here. Image saver, this show message. And this is a callback I pass into image saver. And this show message is actually just using web views, the API to run, to execute the JavaScript here. This is the JavaScript I run to call ZK's show notification. Okay, this will actually, yeah, just this one. This green pop-up, it will show the notification here. Okay, so this is actually, there's an API to let you call Java API from JavaScript or call JavaScript API from Java. So yeah, you can use this kind of API to do something. Okay, so this is the rest is just details like load the web engine, load the local host. It means you will visit the internal web application in 8080 port. Okay, so this is the way, and remember to set the width and height, or it will just make it very, very small. Okay, so this will make this very simple demonstration with Java FX. Okay. Okay. So this is let's go back to, so you can see here, yeah, when you try to download a file, you have to do some special processing between the JavaScript, and there's an API you can do it. Okay, so it's quite simple for this application because it just give you an idea. And for ZK10s, we also have some activities. We hope you can try our new ZK10 features. There are main two features. One is client VPN, and the other is status components. So I hope you can try it and give us feedback, and you can win the ZK gifts. So how to do this? You can just go to our blog here, blog, and just search. There's a feedback event, and scroll down here. There are two forms. If you depends on which feature you try. If you try this, client VPN, then you can fill out these forms, and we will have some prize draw and give you some gift. Okay, so please try it. Okay. Yeah, today's session is quite simple. So do you have any questions? If you either you can type your question in the chat, or you can just say it with your microphone. Or if anything unclear during this session, what I talked previously, you can, yeah, ask in the question, and I will go back to the slide to explain again. Okay. Or if anyone has any, yeah, ZK related question is also fine. If you found there's a so if you want to know more detail, you can go to our website and check the small talk. And there are 2 articles about this. One is the ZK JCEF and the ZK JavaFX. JCEF is another framework that you control Chrome directly. That you control your Chrome directly. You can invoke your Chrome to visit web page and show it like a it will run like a text application, but internally actually control your Chrome. So it's a little bit different from JavaFX. Because JavaFX use its web view, and its web view is actually it's a WebKit engine. So it depends on its version, it depends on which Java version you use. So the benefit is its version is stable. So when if you use fix the same JDK, and its WebKit engine will always keep in the same version. So it doesn't upgrade itself automatically. So your application will not break suddenly. So it's also a way, but yeah, since it's always use the same version, so the drawback is it doesn't get a bug fix. So it depends on your requirement. If you use Chromium JCEF, then you always invoke your Chrome, then the Chrome will automatically upgrade. So when the time goes by, there's sometime maybe your application will break because of the browser upgrade. Okay. So is there any question someone want to ask? Okay. You can type in the chat channel, or you can enable your microphone and speak out your question. Okay, great. Yeah, I think today is easy to understand. Then hope you can try and give us feedback. So thank you for your time. If everyone is fine, then thank you for joining this XT expert training, and please focus on our website to notice when is the next training. Thank you everyone. Thank you for your time. Let's see you next time.